Yeah, indeed it is, and we're going to have this energy going on throughout the entire day, including tomorrow as well. And as you mentioned, we are going to be taking a look at Demonica versus No Show, currently from Group D. First opening games have basically gone, well, not necessarily as expected for Demonica. No Show, they're having a really, really good time right now, sitting on at least one win so far, so that is going to propel them just a little bit further on. And obviously, now we have moved over to round 2, so it's a completely new map, Vito, and you know me, I'm always excited for Pit CTF.
Yeah, Pitter Imperium and Halo Infinite. It's just one of those old school. Back in Halo 3, it was a game which I absolutely loved watching as well. And that's me. I'll kick off the start of this game. Just a bit quick, adding on to what you said already to do with the pool play games. The no-show team beat ITF. I managed to catch that one on the pool side pretty comfortably. And Demonica Esports did play top seed. So speaking of Demonica Esports lads, they were like, well, we want to play against this ITF team. But either way, they've got to get through this game first. No Show versus Demonica Esports in our round 2 of our pool play. Imperium CTF is up first. Everybody's loading into the game. Everybody is hyped here already. And we're going to get into some Halo action.
Indeed. Man, every single time that we load into Pit, I just get physical chills, man. It's one of my favorite things, and it's CTF as well. And despite the fact that we've actually, lowered the amount of points needed for a W from 5 down to 3, it still always delivers in the entertainment factory at the end of the day. But Demonica versus No Show, really, really exciting lineup on the main stage. Unfortunately for Demonica, not necessarily doing the best last weekend in terms of the seeding so far, and unfortunately, they haven't really quite been able to solve a lot of those issues in the transition to Blackpool right here.
Yeah, their one game against ITF, which will be later today. That's Pinchy versus Button. That's going to be an absolutely amateur sort of Halo classic matchup between them. They've got to get through this one first. No Show, they're already looking towards a winner's bracket. But Demonica Esports are going to be a team which is trying to be putting stop to that here, and this is the best time to do it on main stage. Legend 6, he's been here before. He's been on main stage. I've watched him. Fortunately, he lost 3-2, but we won't mention that. But as we see, you can see all those nice little snapshots of Imperial CTF. We're finally loaded into the game. Just jumping aboard with Frenzy to start this one off. This is round 2, so it's a big win. Even these two teams could secure their place in the next round if they get on with a win here. Jumping aboard right now, we've got CK Sned. He's got the sniper rifle in his back pocket and the bandit in his hand as well. But the rest of his team around him have fallen.
Yeah.
So far, he's just trying to play his live, trying to make sure that his teammates can link up back to him. Just trying to play his little angles right now. Just make sure that he's going to be a hard target to take down.
Yeah, Flubzo hasn't got much left on that OS for the time being, so he's going to try to maximize his potential. Percussion on board with him. He's got at least a couple of rockets to play with. No, just the one left over, and unfortunately, it will fall down to the wayside. It is available for a pickup, and you can see Flubzo still trying to contest the S7 from down below, or from higher up, I should say. Will get taken down as well. That is Buttons, at least bearing a little bit of fruit with the Spanker.
Yeah. And right now, you had a player towards the tower side of Demonica Esports. Pressure definitely on the favour for No Show as they try to push towards Demonica side of the map. But CK Sned's going to try and put a stop to that. He's going to face the guns of 2 players from No Show. And then playing his life, Flubzo did so well there, backing away. It's going to allow the side of No Show to push up towards Demonica's base. They're going to spawn down bottom tower. There should be a flagpole. Yeah. And if they get another set of slays, then they're on their way almost back to home.
Yeah, perfect window of opportunity. That kill feed was a sea of blue, and now No Show, they're going to have to capitalize. Just run that as far as humanly possible, and Percussion is seeing little to no resistance whatsoever. What a repulsor straight off the map. Bye-bye. See you never.
Yeah, this should be a flag all the way home straight away, and what a start to game for No Show. Definitely putting the pressure towards Demonica, but right now you had CK Sned pushing towards the No Show base. He's going to get taken out, so it should be even at the moment. Both teams trying to settle back into this one after that first flag cap. Coming on board with Flubzo right now. Looks towards trying to take down Legend 6. Does get those clean kills and trades across the board really here. Favour of No Show. They are going to get taken down, so nice hold here from Demonica just for the time being.
Yeah, let's see if Buttons can continue applying pressure. He does secure a trade at the very least, and that does leave Frenzied all on his lonesome as the sole survivor until Flubso and the rest of the squad get off that respawn screen. It is still 1-0 for No Show. Demonica need to find themselves, and they need to try to at least mount some kind of offensive.
Yeah, trades across the board here. 3 for 3 here. The last 2 players left alone, that's Yusuf and Buttons, and Yusuf wins that gunfight. He's trying to push his way towards the side of Demonica's map, but he's going to face Legend 6, and Legend 6 sat clean up right there as well. So a bit of a settled down game, but it's going to favour No Show right now. They've got that early cap. Yeah,
they've also got the Spanker as Frenzied has just picked it up and headed for the hills. I do believe the Overshield was also nicked by one of the members on the side of No Show, and now Demonica looking to see if they can mount some kind of flank, and yeah, Ibez, he spotted out that Spanker but couldn't get out of its AoE. Falls down instead, and now Frenzied looking to try to shoehorn potentially another flagpole in just a matter of moments. They deal with Legend, and that should be a prime window of opportunity to just get that flag out.
Yeah, nice kills coming across from No-Show here. Last player, it's going to be Bez, and he's taken down as well. Spanker Rocket, bit of a fumbly army on the flag, but he's got the Spanker in Demonica's home base here. He's got a player running the flag in Flubzo. He's got another player towards training, so they are locking down the map right now and basically forcing Demonica to go down bottom middle. Nice shots there from Frenzy. He's putting pressure towards these Demonica spawners. This should be another flag grab, but you do see CK Sned. He's made a push towards the sniper side of a No-Show, but he's the last player alive.
Frenzied, what a play coming out from him as well to basically just keep Demonica locked in their own spawn. Eventually he will be punished for his previous crimes, and now Flubso is looking to play a little bit of defense for the time being. He's got Percussion as well in tow, and the S7 finds plenty of impact up above. Sned somehow, not able to keep his life intact, and that is a full team wipe that the Demonica have now just succumbed to.
Yeah, and they're back already in the side of Demonica's side of the map right now. Pushing towards trying to get that third flag cap. Yusuf picks up the sniper rifle, and he's already got 14 kills in this game, Tudor. He's popping it off, and if he had hit that shot, we would have gone absolutely crazy here on the main stage. But still, whilst it's going on, we're looking around here. Buttons gets the no-scope hit, should get the cleanup, but he doesn't. Does the hard job, doesn't do the easy part, getting a headshot onto Buttons. It's a nice kill from him, but still, it's not really amounting to any side pressure from Demonica. They can get these slays mid-map, they can't push towards no-show side of the map.
No, S7 now out in the open, and will be picked up by Percussion. 2 more shots left, 2 more potential heads to click on. Let's see what he can cook up for the time being. Either way, Demonica, they're really struggling, and also for everyone in the crowd, despite the fact that the overlay says first to 5, it's actually first to 3 either way, so Demonica properly with their backs against the wall in this opening map. The S7 unfortunately falls to the wayside, and No-Show, they're looking to basically just speedrun this to completion.
Yeah, CK Snare's going to try and make a stop to that. I believe that's all players from No-Show out of the base. So Demonica, just for the time being, they're stopping that flag from going anywhere. But they still need to do the tricky job of making their way towards No-Show's base and trying to get a flag on the move for themselves. Right now, it's No-Show once again with pressure. You can see Percussion gets a double kill off screen with those Spanker rockets. And now you got Flubso pushing through. He's trying to find the spawners or hiders at least. Demonica, but can't find anybody. Get some shots to Sned. Big kill. Okay. Nice trade there. Good defense from Sned. That's going to allow his team some time.
Yeah, even though Flubso was on this disadvantage, he still managed to make the best out of a bad situation right there versus the Needler. And Percussion, he's got a little... Oh yeah, the OS is actually online. It's on the side of No-Show, and he can basically just tank a whole bunch of damage while potentially going for that flagpole. It's already out in the open. Legend, where's the response supposed to be through? It doesn't really quite happen, and it's already through that long haul. This should be game, set, and match in map 1.
Yeah. No one really in position to contest this one. This will be our last flag grab if Yusuf gets this one in. 17 kills. He's doing a little teabag. He knows his team have won this first game. That's going to be 1-0. We're already there for No-Show. First to 3 in that first flag game, and it looked pretty comfortable. Yeah,
it looked really comfortable. Demonica just, unfortunately, not really up to snuff there. Were a couple of issues, a couple of duels that really didn't go their way, but on top of that, I'm just seeing, improper usage of a lot of power-ups and power weapons overall. They really weren't milking the maximum value out of these tools.
Yeah, I think some map pressure as well. You saw so many pushes through rockets towards the side of No-Show, and almost Demonica seemed a bit hesitant to push up on the map. They would like hiding towards their top tower, not really making the moves, all wanted to do the defensive side of things. And they get the defensive slays, but then they're not pushing up to utilize what space they have created on the map.
Yeah, exactly, and that's well and reflected in the scoreline as well. Only one person on the side of Demonica even actually entering the Cool Kids Club and breaking double digits. Meanwhile, everyone else on the side of, everyone's just breaking 13, 17. It's absolutely ridiculous for i7 as well. Top performer, top slayer in the server.
Yeah, I believe i7 is Yusuf, or at least in my notes he's down as Yusuf, so hopefully we'll get a correction if that is the case. But yeah, no, he was ripping through all the players there for Demonica. I did speak to Demonica lads before this game started, and they said this is going to be one of the games where they're hoping to try and mitigate the damage, and didn't necessarily do it in that one. 3-0 to start off with, but we're going on to Street Slayer.
Okay, this should be a little bit more basic, a little bit more toned down, but either way, I'm taking sort of like a glass half empty approach on the side of Demonica, because if they weren't able to really, reach their full fragging potential just on CTF alone, then, Streets may still have a little bit of bias towards No-Show.
Yeah, I like Street Slayer. I do think it is one of our quicker pace Slayers, though, as well. And if you have map control, if you get the rockets, especially, there's not really many places you can hide with Demonica. I always, like I said before, the first time we played, Slayer's that swing game. If you aren't the best as a team, you can do better in the Slayer. And that was sort of the case when we last casted Tudor, but I think this no-show team, they're all really good Slayers.
Yeah, they're really, really good, and I do want to highlight Percussion as well, because from all of the games that we have seen so far on the main stage, Percussion has been the one guy that has been able to actually maximize the value from that Spanker time and time again. We were very often seeing his name just pop up in the kill feed right next to that rocket launcher icon, often getting double kills as well. And we have seen very, very few missed rockets coming out from Percussion as well. So if we're going to sort of base our assumptions off of that opening map, then Percussion should basically be the silver bullet for no-show right here.
Yeah, but that's not just using the power weapons well, that's also controlling the map enough to get those power weapons uncontested as well. We're jumping aboard, ladies and gentlemen, into our second game of pool play and our second match of this series as well. Percussion once again with the rockets in his hands, once again getting a double kill. It's almost like you scripted it, Tudor.
Ah, god damn it. Why do you have to ruin the surprise now? I have to actually toss this entire thing out the window. Unfortunate as it is, Yusuf to take down Bez, and that should be terrace control completely established. Demonica yet to actually find the leaderboard altogether, and I think no-show, they might be playing Halo Infinite on hard mode, but unfortunately they do eventually concede one frag. Bez shuts down Percussion, pummels him down, and that's stairs control established. Frenzied and Flub, so now kind of in dire straits.
Yeah, he needs to get a bit of control, but get some slays in favour of Demonica. They need to stop that bleeding, because going 4 dead off a rip without getting a trade is not how you want to start Street Slayer. They do eventually get some slays, they're only 2 kills down. See CK Sned, he's got the Sentinel Beam, he's playing a bit of campaign right now. Okay. He's got some shots towards Flubso and Percussion. They're trapped towards Arcade. Nice double kill from him. It's a nice positioning right now. And I like what Demonica did there. They slow played it, they made no-show over push, over commit, and they got the slays they needed to.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just have to have the self-confidence to really dictate the pace as a squad overall. And it is showing that Demonica, they're starting to improve bit by bit, moment by moment as well. At this certain point, no-show, they're starting to lose out on their ones. Nice nades. It actually finds a double as well. That's massive from Flubso.
Yeah, huge kills there from Flubso, but a nice teamwork. You can see him locking up and throwing nades far from towards the purple side of the map, and his teammates in towards Subway. You can hear the communication. Sned just got killed by those nades. He spawned up. That's unfortunate for him. But across the map, you do see some slays and trades towards Demonica, so it's still not out of this one. That's 4 dead for no-show.
Wow.
So 12-12, still the tied score. And this game could go either way. Next set of slays here, Tudor, could be massive.
Yeah, exactly. Rockets are going to be up in just about 5 seconds. Whoever gets their hands on those is really going to just have the potential to propel themselves to heights unknown, as it is Bez to shut down Yusuf. Unfortunately, will get traded out. Flubso keeps things on lock. And who else but Percussion, ladies and gentlemen? 2 kills found and fed as no-show reclaimed the lead.
Yeah, Percussion's got 4 kills and 4 rocket kills at the moment, Tudor. He's only got kills with that weapon. He's like, lads, I'm not going to shoot unless I have a rocket in my hand.
True.
That was a tricky one for Percussion. Does get another kill. Finally, not with the rockets, though. Yeah. But overall, yeah, still nice trading back and forth. This game's sort of suiting Demonica at the moment. No-show, they're doing the pushing. They're putting the pressure towards Demonica. But Demonica's sitting back. They don't have to worry about any objectives. They just got to worry about their gun skill.
Yeah, exactly. They're more than happy to welcome no-show with open arms. And at that, I don't even know how Sned actually got away with that. That was a little bit crazy, a little bit gnarly. And he's going to ramp the aggression up yet again. Can he find the kill onto Frenzy? Does secure a trade at the very least. So breaking even as a bare minimum is still something that Demonica wanted, well, basically aim for.
Yeah, now we're getting to the nitty-gritty of this game. It's 2020 at the moment, but when you get to that 20-30 kills, that's when the Slayer really starts. So right now you're seeing a lot of trades, but you've got to keep that up if you're Demonica. It seems like Demonica, they're reacting to everything no-show giving them right now. I thought no-show would run away this game, or at least put the pressure straight to Demonica, but Demonica are answering back really well. You see Ezra time and no-show get a couple of kills, Demonica answer back towards it, and they're not playing passive. That first game, the CTF, they seem like they're pushed back towards their own base. In this one, they're using confidence.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty neck and neck. Let's see what the Bulldog can achieve. Unfortunately, Yusuf doesn't get credited with either kill from the shoddy. It's instead going to be frenzied with both, and he has secured 10 in total so far, with plenty more, as no-show just get that 25 mark, halfway done with the job. And here comes Yusuf. Can he land the final shot? No. Traded off instead by Sned, and that's the Bulldog completely exhausted.
Yeah, that was a big set of slays there from no-show, and Sned should be taken down himself as well. That's a clean full wipe for the side of no-show. So Demonica back on their spawns. They've got to answer back again. And even though they're keeping it close, it's always Demonica answering back in this game. No-show seem to be the aggressors. They get that early lead, or they get the lead in the game, and a couple of kills are answered back, but eventually No Show look like they're going to be unanswered. They're one full set of slays ahead.
Yeah, first set of rockets. I believe the Demonica get their hands on, and at least Buttons nets one frag out of it, but obviously we need a whole lot more. The gap currently sits at 4 kills, and Demonica desperately need to close that off as soon as humanly possible. They will start to slow down the pace just a little bit longer and force No Show to play their own game. Stalker rifle in the hands of Legend. What can he find? Well, a whole lot of intel, but no taps.
If you're Demonica right now, you should all be looking towards this garage side. You know they're going to be pushing this way. Legend should call it out. And he does a good job playing his life, just putting pressure towards the side of No Show. That's a nice kill grenade, but he's getting shot up, trying to just survive for the time being.
Okay.
Playing the corners, he's not going to do it, but allows his team some time to get up off a spawn.
Yeah, unfortunately got overwhelmed, and I feel like Sned is going to meet the same fate. Indeed, he does. Frenzied immediately just pummels him down with that Stalker rifle. And unfortunately for Demonica, that gap that was just a couple of moments ago at 4 is now expanded all the way up to 6. The Bulldog, it's good for one onto Legend. Percussion, he doesn't really want to let go, and he's going to double down. Unfortunately, doesn't get credited with the kill, but still, No Show, they're really hitting their stride now.
Yeah, that gap was 4, now 6, now 10. A clean 4 wipe without even dying for side of No Show. As we said, getting to that 30 kill mark, that's the changer in the game, and you can just see every single time we're on a Demonica player, they are dropping like flies. No Show seems to always be running a bloody system.
Ooh.
Trade comes in, but it doesn't matter. There's always another player in blue to clean up the kills.
4 more kills left over for No Show to complete. And now Demonica, they're really going to have to buddy up and move together like a pack of wolves, but they've just lost out on Bez. Mistakes already being made and punished upon by Frenzied, and he will get taken down by Buttons. That's a good response, but we need a little bit more out of Demonica. This game is starting to slip between their fingertips, and that's it. We paint the kill feed blue as No Show take map 2.
Yeah, cleaning the end from No Show. Demonica kept it close. And, you know, that's admirable to some points, but it was always reactionary, as we said.
Exactly.
You know, eventually, the constant onslaught of pressure from No Show was going to be too much for Demonica. And in the end, 50-35 tells a different story to what we were seeing about the 25 kill mark.
Exactly, because for the first half of that entire game, it was pretty much neck and neck, but eventually No Show decided to be a little bit more proactive, and that forced the opposite side of Demonica to just really respond to what was being thrown at them the entire time, and that's not really a situation you ever want to find yourself in a Slayer. And speaking of situations you don't want to find yourself in, now Demonica 2 maps down.
Yeah, it's tricky for them. They had the perfect response after game 1 at the start of that map, but it seemed like whatever they were doing at the start of the game, they didn't finish and continue through. They were playing a lot more aggressive at the start, or at least pushing up and trying to get map control. Towards the end, they're playing a passive again, like we saw in game 1. And you could argue that's either No Show putting on too much pressure that they can't move, or Demonica just being that extra bit too much passive there. But recharge strongholds, if we're talking about moving speed, the speed of playing Halo, this game is going to favour No Show.
Exactly. Territorial control is the name right now for Demonica. Their last chance at survival, and potentially, well, obviously they need to get this one to still be safe for playoffs and not necessarily leave Blackpool all too early. No Show looking to close this one off as fast as humanly possible. There's a very real opportunity and a possibility that we just might not even get to see Oddball or the final Slayer on Solitude, which would be a little bit of a shame, but still, No Show, really, really strong performance so far, and you can tell that stamina is absolutely no issue for them whatsoever. They got plenty of energy. They will take down anyone who's sat across from them.
Yeah, and just a reminder, No Show already won once in pool, so they're 1-0. Demonica 0-1. If Demonica lose, they're guaranteed, unfortunately, to be out of the competition. But No Show, if they win this and ITF lose, then they're going to be locked into our winners' finals.
Yeah,
that bracket even.
Yeah, and you know, obviously, as things start to progress, we start to have more and more teams get locked in, and we can really actually start to get a better picture and really illustrate exactly how the rest of this tournament, specifically tomorrow on Final Sunday, is going to turn out. But we are just loading up into what could potentially be our final map for these two teams in this series. No Show looking to close it off right here on Strongholds. Demonica fighting for survival.
Yes. We're looking to start here for our recharge strongholds. Jumping aboard with Frenzied right now. see what he can do off a start. CK Sned already getting some kills on the board. Let's see which starting strat is better. It looks like Frenzied was a perfect person to pick. He gets a double kill off the rip as both teams are trying to find their way into this game.
Sned with an immediate response as well, finds 2 of his own, and Percussion is immediately going to trade him off as well. And now B is finally going to start to see a little bit of contention as well. It's narrowly converted in towards Demonica's favor as Legend tried to establish some pipes control but immediately got naded out. Now Percussion looking to contest as well, but pummeled from behind. Buttons does have the shock rifle as well, but he's bound to lose it.
Ooh, big trade there from Buttons. Didn't expect him to get that one back. I'm liking Demonica's starts to these games. It's just their mid-game that they can't seem to get right.
Yeah.
They get that first stronghold capture on towards B. They get the first points on board, but no show. They've answered back right now. Legend 0-2, what can he do from this position? Holding down B, just needs to make his way towards one of his home bases. Maybe waiting for some teammates to come in, maybe get some slays of his own. That's a nice kill onto Frenzied. That should allow his team the gap towards going towards A, but he's trying to hold down this B side. Big 1v1 against Yusuf there. Good trade there for Legend. That should allow his team to get A. They should have control momentarily.
Yeah, definitely so. Now Sned and Co looking to mount some kind of offensive, but truthfully they don't really have to actually go for a C cap. They can just hold A and B for as long as is necessary, and they will eventually take this one as well. They will top the scoreline as well, 18 apiece for the time being, and Frenzied is looking for an opportunity, some kind of gap to close off and maybe retake A right now, but he has to lock horns first with Bez, and he does lose out on the duel. Good defense.
Yeah, good defense with Demonica here. Just want to see No Show sort of work together, try and push the angles they need to. Flubs coming in, he's found 2 players weak. Nice sets of slays onto him, but it doesn't amount to any capture because he's taken down. Frenzy, the last player alive here for No Show, but he should have a clean A. No contestation coming through. You do see the players of Demonica, they're swarming through Turbine, trying to get some shots onto Frenzy, but it might be a bit too late. Frenzy gets the capture, does get taken down. So nice answer back here from Demonica. They should get this base back.
Yeah, exactly. Saved by the bell, but the response, it is immediate. It's filled with threats coming out from Demonica as well. They still hold on to A and B, and as I say that, they might just lose B, actually, unless they can deal with, I believe that is Yusuf currently capping it, and it will be converted. Bez does get taken down at the hands of Frenzied, and he's just going to hunker down, hold down the fort, but he's actually going to go on the hunt, see if he can clear out pipes, because, yeah, Legend is a bit of a pest as he's doesn't get away with the kill. Close.
Yeah, this is the tricky part for Demonica. We've seen them start so well in the first 3 games. Gets to this midpoint now, which we see, and they just seem to fall apart. Yeah. As soon as they get split spawns, they just don't know what they're doing. They don't regroup together. And it looks like No Show, once again, they're applying this domination. Seemed like Demonica had control of this game for so long at the start, and suddenly it's a triple cap.
Yeah, exactly. And they might not even get away with a B cap. No, lovely defense contestation coming in right at the last moment, and B is going to remain blue for the time being. Will C get converted? Yeah, it will, but look at the response. It's immediate coming out from Frenzy. He was already on the scene and just ruining the party from Demonica right from the get-go.
Yeah, so as soon as Demonica capture one of his home bases, it seems like No Show, let's just then collapse and reapply that triple cap. Eventually, A's been captured, but it's a solo process from Bez. Nice kill onto Percussion, but he's got one more player to deal with. That's going to be Flubzo. He takes him down. So once again, A is captured, but it should be converted back. A triple cap should be momentarily back for No Show.
C as well, seeing a little bit of a red highlight for the time being. Sned unfortunately doesn't get away with that one. That's a massive frag coming out from Flubzo, and he's going to be able to actually pull this one a little bit further through. It's all down to Buttons to defend C for the time being, and he's forced to, well, tuck his tail between his legs, head for the hills, and try to regroup and mount some kind of flank. He might have the upper hand right here, but doesn't check his 9 o'clock, and he will pay a costly price for doing so.
Yeah, it was 42-28 to Demonica at one point. No Show seemed to be just controlling this triple cap. As soon as a base is captured, No Show either rotate or just collapse on that base capture for Demonica. Demonica can't get things going. They need to regroup, work as a team. We just see Legend by himself. If we go to another Demonica player, CK Sned, he's by himself as well. They're not working as a squad.
No, it's looking messy, and at a certain point, I don't know if they can really clean it up and try to recuperate. It's going to take a miracle, some kind of divine intervention, and even so, the team fights, they just don't work out in Demonica's favor, should they even have them going.
Yeah, Legend on screen. Once again, trying to push towards this pipe side of map, try and get some top mid control, and then utilize that to go towards one of his home bases. But time is ticking, and that triple cap is absolutely brutal, Tudor. Doesn't have to be many seconds before you start to see your lead get absolutely obliterated. And right now, the triple cap's been going on since probably about the 100-point mark.
Yeah, exactly. 130 is the gap between the two squads, and that is quite the substantial difference. Frenzied now has the shock rifle to play with, and they're just going to cap B once again. C has a response, and Frenzied has an opportunity, but he will have to relocate himself just a little bit. They have isolated both Sned and Buttons, who's now completely dead, eradicated from the server.
Oh, that's brutal. 2 players from No-Show were capturing B, which allowed Demonica to go towards C, and I thought they were going to trade both bases there, but Demonica opted to not push towards and capture C. They tried to push out, all got slayed out, so the 2 players defending B, or capturing B, then just stopped C from being deployed as well. Eventually B is captured over to Demonica, but again, at this point, it just seems like they're just clutching at straws.
Yeah, it's too little too late. And I fear for Demonica, just moments away from potentially taking their second loss of the group stages so far, as Flubso adds another one to the tally. He's got a sight set on Buttons, who just narrowly scampers away towards the very end. The only person to not even actually hit double digits on the side of No-Show is Percussion. But for Demonica, it's even worse because no one's really fragging out as much as they should be.
Percussion didn't need to. In that game, it's easy as that. 250-42. At one point, it was 42-28 to Demonica, and then No-Show just collapsed, and they just rotated perfectly as a team. Percussion didn't need to get double digits, because all he needed to do was just chill there, maybe rotate, capture some bases, and that's jobs are good in. I do want to say, though, for this group specifically as well, the 2 games to look for are going to be those top 2 seeds, No-Show versus Baxter's team, which I believe were called Pharmaceutical, but they're now called Cinch. And then you've got ITF versus Demonica Esports. So for Demonica, their main job is to beat ITF, and ITF, their main job is to beat Demonica. So this game, Demonica knew they were going to be up against it. They did hold their own, especially in that Slayer, but unfortunately the mid game and the late game, that favoured No-Show.
Indeed it did, and, well, as a consequence, but I guess, well, for No-Show it's a bit more of a reward, they will just propel themselves up to the top of the group. Very, very comfortable. They can still take another L, and they will be completely safe in that upper bracket as well. So for right now, No-Show, they're basically chilling. There's not a whole lot else that they can really do because they've just been knocking it out of the park in the server.
Yeah, and basically their last game is for top seed. Now, provided that ITF haven't won, if ITF won, they could technically be knocked out. So we could have a 3-way tie on 2 for 1, but we're not. We're only casters here. I'm not doing any of the maths. I'm not going to do any of the working out of that side of things. It's a cardinal sin to do maths on broadcast as well. Exactly. Whatever maths you do on broadcast ends up not being true. But one thing which is true is No-Show, they win our series 3-0. Yeah, 3-0, quick, easy hat trick of maps. And, yeah, there's not really much else that we can actually say about this entire series altogether. It's just a bit of a shame for Demonica that they couldn't really bring out the goods this time around because there is potential on this roster, but just unfortunately, I think the nerves might be getting to them on that main stage. Yeah, absolutely. But also, I think individually they did show some promise at different points in the game. Just as a team game in Halo, you have to always be working as a unit, and it always seemed like Demonica, they were just one step behind. Yeah, exactly. And at that certain point when you're, well, stuck in the passenger seat, basically kicking and screaming, and you've got No-Show driving, well, they've already swapped off of 6th gear into race mode, basically. That's just how good No-Show were. But that is basically going to do it for this particular series. So we are going to cut to a short little break, but we will return potentially with another interview hosted by Caolan. We'll see exactly what we're feeling like, but you guys at home, be sure to stick around. You won't want to miss the rest of today.